Welcome to Echo Tales Drama. Today's story is a unique production crafted and narrated by our team specifically for you.
Bloodlines and birthdays. The heavy, metallic thud of a hood slamming shut broke the silence of the dusty highway. Wisps of white steam curled into the hot air from an overheated radiator. Kanji, you stay seated, a voice called out, tight with deference. We'll see to it. A beat of silence followed, save for the rhythmic clinking of tools against steel. Is there water in the car? A few paces away from the stranded vehicle, the gravel crunched under soft footsteps. A young woman stepped into the shade of a sprawling tree, her eyes catching the gaze of an old woman sitting cross-legged on a woven mat, her face a map of deep, weathered lines. Hello, the young woman murmured, leaning in with a mix of curiosity and hesitation. Do you read palms? The old woman didn't answer immediately. She looked up, her dark eyes clouded with age but sharp with an unsettling intensity. The knowledge God has given me, I see life according to that, she replied, her voice a low, raspy whisper that seemed to carry the weight of the earth itself. She took the girl's smooth palm, trace elements of dust smudging between them. Suddenly, the old woman's grip tightened. Her breath caught in her throat. The air grew heavy, suffocating. What happened? The girl asked, her voice rising in panic as she tried to pull back. Blood. I see blood. Who is he to you? The old woman gasped, her eyes darting toward the car where the young man stood. He's my fiancé, the girl stammered, her heart hammering against her ribs. The old woman let go of her hand as if it had turned to fire. She began rocking back and forth, her hands shielding her face. Astaghfirullah. God forgives. May He keep you safe. Astaghfirullah, astaghfirullah. She pointed a trembling finger at the girl. Recite it. Recite it. The oppression and sins committed on earth, how will we account for those? The old woman cried out to the empty sky, her voice cracked with an ancient terror. How will we? We have to be accountable. We have to be accountable. God forgives. Terrified, the girl stumbled backward, rushing to her fiancé's side as he finished with the car. What was that? She whispered, clutching his arm, her eyes locked on the weeping mystic. I can't live without you, Sarbalinth. Sarbalinth gently guided her into the passenger seat, trying to shake off the eerie encounter. Shall we go? He asked softly, putting the car in gear. As they drove away from the strange roadside omen, the tension in the vehicle remained thick. The girl looked out the window, watching the dry landscape blur past. What is all this anyway? She asked, trying to change the subject. You were saying that we have to go to an event. A small, knowing smile played on Sarbalintha's lips. It's my wife's birthday. This is the event today. The car pulled up to a quiet, beautifully arranged spot. He turned to her, his eyes warm. Happy birthday, Rabia. Rabia stared at him, stunned. Thank you, she whispered, her voice catching. It's my birthday. I didn't even remember. But I remember, Sarbalinth said softly, leaning closer. March 26th. I noted it down the exact moment we signed our marriage certificate. A shadow passed over Rabia's face, a bittersweet ache twisting in her chest. What's wrong? He asked. Nothing, she smiled faintly, looking down at her lap. It's just, no one has ever celebrated my birthday before. Our financial circumstances back home never allowed it, and we didn't have that kind of environment either. I managed to celebrate Tayab's birthday 2 or 3 times, but no one ever celebrated mine. Sarbalinth reached into his jacket, pulling out a small, velvet box. As he opened it, a delicate, gleaming necklace caught the sunlight. He began to hum softly, his deep voice filling the quiet space. "Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Rabia. Happy birthday to you." Rabia gasped, her fingers brushing the cold metal. "Your birthday gift, it's very beautiful. But what was the need to give such an expensive gift?" "You don't look at the price of a gift, my love," Sarbalanth whispered, unclasping the chain. "You look at the heart of the giver. Come, let me put it on you." Meanwhile, at the roadside daba. Miles away, at a vibrant roadside eatery buzzing with the sound of sputtering oil and clinking porcelain, a completely different storm was brewing. "Go to Mujibullah right now," Bia shouted over the din of the kitchen, wiping her hands on a towel. "Neither the eggs nor the chicken have arrived yet." Tayyab, wiping down a wooden table with agonizing slowness, shrugged. "Sister Bia, he was just saying that he would bring them today." "Yes, and he's been saying that for 3 days straight." Bia snapped, her eyes flashing. "Okay, go. But let me finish cleaning up here first. And listen to me, when you go, you speak to him sternly. Don't go mumbling and stuttering like a frightened goat." Yes, I'll tell him," Tayyab muttered, shrinking back slightly. "I'll tell him to deliver the goods rightly. Otherwise, well, he doesn't know our sister Bia's anger." Bia sighed, the frustration draining from her face, leaving behind a profound exhaustion. "Ever since Uncle started feeling unwell, these people think I'm just a helpless girl. They've started doing whatever they want, trying to push us around." Tayyab chuckled, trying to lighten the mood. "Thinking you're just a girl? Are you a boy otherwise, sister?" "Tayyab," Bia warned, pointing a wooden spoon at him. "Just do as you're told. If my ingredients don't arrive by this evening, Mujibullah is in serious trouble. I will sort him out myself. Now, work faster." The Khan Mansion. Inside the sprawling, ancestral stone walls of the Khan estate, the atmosphere was thick with tradition, luxury, and the quiet murmurs of family politics. Shireen, a maid, called out softly in the hallway. "Has Bibi John woken up?" "Yes, she's in her room, waiting for you," Shireen replied, carrying a freshly pressed shawl. Shireen stepped into the grand bedroom where the matriarch sat gracefully against a pile of silk pillows. "Hello, Bibi John." "Hello, my dear," Bibi John smiled, stretching out her hands. Shireen knelt by her side, bowing her head. "Just that, until I see you in the morning and have you perform your spiritual blessings and prayers over me, I simply don't believe that my day will go well." Bibi John laughed warmly, kissing the girl's forehead. "And until I see your smiling face, my day doesn't even start. You are my favorite, after all." Shireen smirked playfully. "Obviously, I'm your favorite. Whether we are talking about Brother Sorab, Brother Shardil, or even Sarbalanth." "Even more than Sarbalanth," Bibi John agreed softly, her eyes filling with nostalgia. "Of course, you were so small when you first came into my lap. You've been my daughter ever since. For me, you and Aga John have always been my real parents," Shireen said, her voice dropping to a reverent whisper. "Sir Khan, may God grant him paradise, he truly doted on his princess." "You're right, child," Bibi John sighed, looking out the grand window. "He treated you just like royalty. But the sad thing is, he left us all too soon." "Yes," Shireen murmured, standing up to help her. "Let's go down for breakfast." In the dining hall, the family's close companion, Mudassir, was already enthusiastically recounting old tales over a steaming cup of tea. Man, those were the days of childhood. A completely carefree time. As soon as school vacations started, we would sprint straight to this mansion. Mom and Dad would be waiting for me back in Islamabad, but I would spend 90% of my time right here. Back then, may God bless his soul, Aga John was alive. He loved me so much. I was his absolute favorite. You're everyone's favorite, brother, a voice laughed from across the table. No, really. Mudassir insisted. Whenever I walked through those heavy wooden doors, he would yell, "Oh, my son Mudassir has arrived." He even used to say that you and I look like twin brothers. Yes, he did say that. Absolutely, came the warm reply. And Brother Shardil and Brother Sorab, they have always looked after me like older brothers, Mudassir added, looking around the opulent room. Whenever I come to this mansion, it truly feels like I've come home. Bibi John entered the room, looking at the spread. Where is Mogul? She could have come and had breakfast with us. Shireen chimed in immediately. Bibi John, actually, I was the one who asked her to make your fried flatbread and olive oil today. Every single day it's made in pure ghee, and I'm honestly terrified your blood pressure might spike. Just then, Mogul entered, carrying a hot platter. Look at that, a voice teased. How amazing is Princess Shehrbano? Orders are already being given to the future sister-in-law. No, sister-in-law Gul, please don't say that, Shireen said quickly, blushing. Actually, I just don't know how to cook it properly myself, so I had to ask you. Gul smiled, though her eyes were sharp. Your college is over now, isn't it? Pay some attention to the kitchen too, My brother-in-law is a massive foodie. It shouldn't be that he starves to death right after the wedding. Bibi John clapped her hands together softly. Now, I just wish God lets me see their wedding day. That is the only burning desire left in my heart. She turned to the elders. Sarbalanth is coming back today, right? I think we should finally set the dates and think about their wedding. That's all I want to, child, Bibi John continued. Let Sarbalanth arrive, then we'll talk to him directly. Afterward, we'll consult with Sorab and Shardil as well. We'll decide exactly as everyone wishes. Exactly, the table murmured in unison. Back at the daba. The gravel outside Bia's daba crunched as an expensive car pulled up. Bia's uncle looked out from the back counter. Bia dear, guests are here. Will you see to them, or should I? I'll go, uncle, Bia said, smoothing down her apron and stepping out into the crisp morning air. Hello, sir, she greeted the well-dressed men who had just sat down at an outdoor table. Welcome. What will you have? The leader of the group looked up, adjusting his sunglasses. A strong, highway-style tea. Anything else besides tea, boys? He turned to his friends. You don't want anything other than tea, right? Just tea for me too, one replied. Yes, just tea. All right, make it strong. By the way, it's entirely up to you, sir, Bia said with a professional smile, but you must try our snacks with the tea. They are very delicious. Snacks? The man asked, raising an eyebrow. Okay. What do you have? Bia handed him a laminated sheet. Sir, the menu is right here. Fritters, stuffed pastries, traditional sweets. Tell me whatever you want from these. Everything is entirely organic, straight from our own family garden. And we don't overcharge either. Our prices are very reasonable. The man looked at his companion. I see. I think. We'll get some, his friend interrupted, rubbing his hands together. We'll get snacks. I was feeling a bit hungry too. Oh, really, miss? What's your absolute specialty? The stuffed pastries are incredibly delicious, Bia said proudly. They are made fresh and pure ghee, sir. Then let's get the stuffed pastries. And with them, sir, you must try our homemade sauces. One is our special wild timberberry sauce, and the other is fresh mint. Bring both. Get both. All right, the man agreed, thoroughly amused by her confidence. Anything else, sir? You mentioned the fritters are good. Yes, get those too. All right. And for dessert, sir, would you like to try our crispy sweet snack? Yes, I'd like to eat some, the man smiled. They are incredibly delicious and very crispy, Bia reassured him. I'm telling you, the food here is very good. Right. Let's get the sweet snack too. You all please have a seat. I'll have it served right away, Bia said, turning back toward the kitchen with a satisfied nod. Thank you. The shadow of feud. Back at the Khan mansion, the light-hearted breakfast mood vanished the moment the heavy courtyard doors swung open. Ghoul looked out anxiously. Did Shardil leave today without even having breakfast? She asked, her voice laced with worry. He was saying there's some serious issue with the lands. Brother Sorab went with him too. May God bring them both back home safely. He wasn't feeling well all night either, another family member noted grimly. I even told him not to go, but he simply didn't listen. I told him to let Brother Sorab handle it alone. Why? What happened to him? He couldn't sleep a wink all night. He kept saying he was feeling incredibly anxious, like a weight was sitting on his chest. May God keep him safe, Bibi John murmured, her face darkening. My brother has taken up the heavy burden of so many tribal responsibilities. He neither rests nor takes proper care of himself. Ghoul nodded slowly, her knuckles whitening against the edge of the table. We will have to be the ones to take care of him from now on. You're entirely right. Suddenly, the roaring engine of a jeep tore through the estate's courtyard, followed by the frantic shouting of guards. A bloodied farmhand was helped out of the vehicle, his clothes torn, his breath ragged. What happened? The overseer demanded, rushing forward. The injured man collapsed against the stone wall, looking up with wide, terrified eyes. Khan, sir, in the dark of the night, Zafar Khan's men attacked our northern fields. They destroyed our standing crops, and they ruthlessly injured our animals. The courtyard went dead silent. The air turned ice cold. Did any of our men die? The overseer hissed, his hands curling into tight fists. No, Khan, sir, the farmhand wept, shaking violently. Thank God there was no loss of life. But many of our men have been brutally injured. Chapter 2, Retribution and Reckoning. The gravel of the hidden courtyard dug into the knees of the 3 captured men. Their hands were bound tightly behind their backs with thick jute rope, their clothes torn and caked in the mud of the northern fields. Standing over them, his chest heaving with silent fury, was Sorab Khan. Nearby, his brother Shardil watched, his presence an immovable wall of tribal authority. Those wretched people caused so much damage, Sorab muttered, his voice shaking with a dangerous, white-hot anger. And our men just stood there with their hands tied. They took a beating like cowards. No, Khan, sir, the overseer interrupted quickly, stepping forward to defend the honor of the clan's guards. They had a fierce fight with our men. We didn't just take it lying down. We've also caught 3 of them. The rest of the wretches managed to run away under the cover of darkness. Sorab's eyes shifted slowly to the trembling captives. Where are the three of them? They're being held right here, in the rural clearing behind the sheds. Sohrab didn't wait. He stepped forward, his heavy leather boots crunching against the earth. With a brutal kick to a captive's ribs, he roared, "Get up! Get up! Get up! Stand up!" The men scrambled to their feet, groaning, unable to look the Khan in the eye. "It seems your master, Zafar Khan, doesn't want peace in this region," Sohrab hissed, his face inches from the lead infiltrator. "He made you attack at night like absolute cowards. If he were a real man, he would have attacked during the day, face to face. Shameless." Sohrab paced back and forth, a feral grin stretching across his face, though his eyes remained dead. "What should I do with you people? What should I do? The way you injured my people and my animals. I feel like beheading you right now and hanging your corpses from the trees as a warning to Zafran." In a sudden burst of desperation, one of the bound men lunged forward, throwing his weight into Sohrab's chest. "Ah," the overseer screamed. "Grab him! Grab him! You dare attack my brother? Pick him up! Pick him up!" Sohrab lost all control. He threw himself onto the man, his fists raining down with a sickening, rhythmic thud. The courtyard erupted into chaos as guards swarmed the other two captives. "Sohrab, enough!" Shardil roared, rushing forward and wrapping his massive arms around his brother's torso, dragging him away from the bloody mess on the ground. "Get up! Sohrab, leave him! Enough! Enough! Sohrab, let go! Enough!" With a violent heave, Shardil managed to break Sohrab's grip.